morning, gentlemen. Same time, same station, same names. Hello, everybody. As you know, it's going to be noisy. We're going to continue where we left off yesterday morning. So actually, most of the first, God, I don't know how long it's going to take here. It's going to be quite noisy for quite a while, 10, 15 minutes. Sorry about that. Let's just get started. Almost around the edge, got one more spot here on the channel. We dig this channel first around everything, obviously, and then move to the larger chisel, but let's get the channel finished. Yeah, I got a bit of a cough or something in my throat there. So I've had a good few days though. It's been good. We got lots and lots and lots of work done in the last few days. It's been really productive. And the Tuesday, the day off, was really productive this time around. Excuse me. Something else I'll be reporting on this morning, is the progress on the share certificate. I did some work on that last night. In fact, I don't know if you saw the blog post. I did a blog post about this last night. Should we post about this? I don't know, or somebody else can find it. Over on the blog, I did a new post last night. Doing the first part of the test printing on the woodblock part of it. And then tonight I've got to do the test printing on the inkjet part. Thank you. Gotta get a bit of post for this. Where do Dave's old, worn down wood blocks go? Does he auction them off? We don't have any such thing. We don't have any. Our own blocks, with one exception, the print that's in the print party room right now. With one exception, we have never worn any out. We don't make that many copies of most of our prints. The current print party blocks, the Peach Boy, is really, really worn out, and it's well over 10,000 copies. But for our normal prints, we're nowhere near 10,000 copies. The best-selling print we've got, I guess, so far is either the Wave or the Rickshaw card. I don't know. And they're just over 1,000 or so. Nowhere near worn out. We talked yesterday, should I leave an island here or not? I'm really torn about this, you know. There's a wide area in the middle, and if we have nothing here, the print party people will tend to, you know, once they're looking at the back, they can't see, and they will tend to bang in the middle. So professionals, we'd like to leave an island here. You know, cut away the area that I'm rubbing now, but leave an island here. Because when we were, as professionals, when we would be rubbing the pigment on, we can work it out. We can rub the pigment on the sky, and we can rub the boats. We'd be careful. We'd avoid the island. So when it came time to then print, the island would be there, but it wouldn't be covered with pigment. But over in the print party room, it's different. You know, people are just gonna hit it. So even if they're rubbing here, if they just hit it a little bit, that would put pigment on, which is going to print. So we can either just try and warn them about it, or teach them to rub the pigment and then wipe it, or I could just take it out and leave this as an empty space and try and teach them not to fall in there, which is the lesser of the evils. And I'm thinking it's better just to take it out. There's no way they can put pigment here and not put it on there. There's just no way they're going to have that capability. I think I'll just take it out. I'll just take it out. We can't wipe off easily. You know, once they've hit it, it really requires some scrubbing, because once pigment is on top of a block, if you know, it will really transfer. And there's no way we can take the time to scrub this. So when I think about all these things, you know, avoiding it, wiping it, you know, the path of least resistance is to take it out and to try and teach them to avoid it. What we're going to have, you know, those of you who've done a print party know that up on the wall above each workstation there's a sample of what's going to be printed here. Still haven't decided on the order of these, the order of printing, you know. What will they be seeing? The light blue is going to come first when they're printing this one. I haven't carved it yet. The light blue is going to come first. So they will be able to see from the back of the paper. They'll be able to see roughly the shape of where the water and the wave goes. They won't see anything else. They won't see the ringer on the border. They won't see the sky. So they really won't have a good guide for printing this block. There will be nothing to define the sky. Which is the least evil way. I'm going to take it out. Noise here. Decision made. Making these prints, there's just endless decisions, and at some point you just have to go, whatever. It's always compromise between point A and point B. There's nothing that's perfect for everything. Another solution that printers use sometimes, a professional printer with a block like this. This is easy for us, but if it was the same kind of concept, excuse me, we keep a portable island. Rub the pigment. Then you got a little roll. I don't have everything ready, but if you imagine, if we get some washi or something like this, make a little roll of washi paper, something like this. So you don't squeeze it down tightly, leave it so it's like a little pillow or whatever. And you put some double-sided tape on the bottom. You keep it by the side, and you rub your pigment. You rub your pigment around here, rub your pigment around here, and it would get pigment here. It doesn't matter. Then before you print, you put your little pad in there. Then you put your paper down and print. Then pick it off and put it away. We really try and avoid stuff like that. I say extra step, extra step, extra step. But it can do that if you've had persistent trouble with it. Maybe the previous image had been full of water and the paper was really wet and soggy and wants to fall down in the middle. If there's just been no other way to organize the work, you can put a temporary island inside. This is a name for it in Japanese, I forget. The carved islands are just called shima, the word island. But there's a name for the little thing that goes inside. I can't remember what printers call it. That's the problem for me. I never grew up or I never worked in a printer's workshop, so I don't know the names for all these things or the... This is a nice piece of wood, It's one of the ones Aoyama-san and I made. One of the different adventures we went to at the Kiba Lumber Market, we've been posting about it now and then over the past few years. And this is a block we made with some of the wood we picked up. I suspect we'll have to go deeper there later on. I don't want to do that right now because I really don't want to go through to the core of the plywood. But I suspect that after we get some experience, people banging in the middle, we'll probably have to go deeper. I think we'll see. Okay, registration marks, do not touch, Dave. For now, leave it here. Come closer to that. And we'll leave the top corners too. Okay, what's happening over here? Could this block be first? I really doubt it. With a block that's got isolated parts, when you first put your paper down, if it's totally blank, they won't have any idea where to hit it. The first block, like the one with our Peach Boy print now, or when we're going to do this with the blue, the first block has to be pretty much a block you can print in your sleep, all rubbing just blindly, because they have no clue where to hit. It's cherry. It's a light, it's very soft. Not very soft, reasonably soft piece of cherry wood. Here, we've got a bunch. This is wood that we've sourced ourselves. Good wood grain, very nice. Even it's got nice tone, nice sound. This is a block we made ourselves, me and Aoyama-san. We're getting a bit better at this, bit by bit by bit. No, the confusing things, people starting with different blocks. No, the print party always starts with a certain block, whichever we decide. The Peach Boy one starts with the red. And the reason is the paper stack is there. Whatever they start with has to be where the paper stack is. You can't start at random places down the line. From the point of view of layering colors, it doesn't matter so much. The Peach Boy example, the red or the blue or the yellow, it could go, either one could go first, it wouldn't matter. But the line starts at one place and progresses down the line. The first block that the people get to when they're looking at the back of their sheet of paper. They have got to know where to rub, because there's nothing to tell them where to rub. Yeah, another suggestion here about the island. We could leave an island and cover it while they're rubbing the pigment. And you've seen some of our girls do that with stuff around the outside. They'll cover the registration marks while rubbing pigment nearby and then leave it open for printing. But in the middle, that's a bit of a different story. You know, how are you going to cover this? You could make some kind of masking unit that flipped down. But again, it just gets more and more and more complicated. Sounding croaky, yes I am. Don't know why. No big dramatic difference. It's a seasonal change here. You know, of course, it's spring is really on us. I seem to get this pretty much every year as the season changes. Anyway, Dave, don't talk too much. Let's get going. Still more noise. Sorry about this, guys. Move to the big chisel now. And if I let the table go too far, it'll bang the camera. So I've got to try and remember, keep the table off to the left. This is about as hard as we get here. Also, I forgot to mention too, probably the TV people are going to be back this morning. The same gang, the same crew. The thing keeps expanding as they're going along here. They keep adding stuff. It was originally going to be like a 7 or 8 minute segment. But it looks now like it's grown to something about 25 minutes to a half an hour segment, it seems. And the idea, they've also got an extra request they made last night. These TV programs, they have sort of a panel in the studio chatting about blah, 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 blah. And then they show VTR. You know, our segment gets shown. And the in-studio guests see it and talk about it. And the idea that came up yesterday, which they asked me if I'm willing to go along with, is they want me to go to the studio on the broadcast day, along with some blocks, and grab one or two of the people off the panel and do a live print party for them on air. And when I said live, I mean live. Like this is a live program, and they show the VTR segments. So I would be in the studio standing by. They would show our segment. And then they turn to the panel and say, that was fun, do you want to do it? And David walks forward, or they've got a table prepared in the studio, and away we go. And I have mixed feelings about this. I'm cool, I don't care about live broadcasts. We've done that many, many, many times. But the person who is delegated to make the print, if they're a turkey, and you know, that's it, we're on live TV, and the guy's putting the paper on upside down or something, and I'm struggling to make it work. Because there's people that can do this easily, and there's people that struggle with it. You know, it would be just my luck to have a turkey on live TV. They're going to let me know today. They're coming this morning to do some more background filming. And they're going to let me know about the live. And if it happens, it'll happen Tuesday the 29th. Next Tuesday, you know, so much for my day off. And the program we found out, it's on TV Tokyo, and it's called Yoji Goji, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and it's broadcast around, between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock. want to fill my sock collection. Yeah, right. What sock collection? No, there's no chance to practice it beforehand. What they want is they want one of the guests to be surprised. Wow, oh, can I do that myself too? You know, so that's the whole idea. This is non-rehearsed. I mean, it's live TV, of course. Yeah, it's an idea here coming up. This thing about the island we were talking about earlier. We could varnish the island. This actually is done sometimes too. You put some varnish on it so that when you do work with your pigment around it, if you do touch that by mistake, you can just simply wipe it off. And that would have been another solution to this. Yes, that would have been a good solution. Thank you. What is Art's Plunge? Yeah. Good fun. Thank you. Fighting the grain direction in a bunch of these places. You know, it's a nice piece of wood, and it's a nearly flat grain, which means it sometimes carves either way, and it sometimes won't carve either way. My bench moving is okay. Seems all right. The wood chips just go underneath the bench here. You know, they just slide onto my lap and down underneath. And it's recently what's happening. Kawai-san, I don't know, he's been really helping. He's been cleaning up, you know. Sometimes when he's in the shop and if there's not too many customers and stuff, he looks around for something to do. He's been cleaning up underneath here, so it's kind of cool. In the years when I worked by myself in Ome, I had a carving bench set up over a leg drop like this. And I just scooped the cherry chips into there. And I wasn't so good about cleaning up myself. It would get to a point where I was no room for my feet. I would try to put my feet down and I'm on this giant pile of wood chips under there. So get the shovel out, take the cap off, move the carving bench, get the shovel out and go for it. But these days that doesn't happen. Kawai-san's been really good. He's been helping me keep it clean. So he's a good kid. Good kid. He's like 38 years old. What am I saying? I see my name up there. What is it? This TV show, it's not Fuji, it's Telebi Tokyo. The station is TV Tokyo, and it's going to be the 29th, somewhere around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I don't think it's Fuji TV, what you're looking at here. I think it's TV Tokyo. Yeah, they're talking about the turkeys. I know, of course, I'm not being sarcastic here. We deal with everybody that comes. When we have a normal print party here in the shop, some people are really, really good at it. Some people are just average, and some people are, they have trouble doing it. I know the reason, in my own sort of selfish self-interest, the person I want to demonstrate on TV with, of course, I'd like to have the print come out as a good result. And we've designed this well. Our print parties do. More 99% of the people do come up with good results. So I should be careful what I say. Just every now and then there's a person who, for one reason or another, can't actually get the paper in the corner, or who bangs the paper in the wrong place. It's a bit clumsy. There are people who are clumsier than others, And they still have fun in the print party, but they turn up with a print that just looks like a god-awful mess. And from my own selfish point of view, I'd like the prints to look nice, to look like our normal print party quality. So when I said turkey, maybe I was being a bit sarcastic. I'm sorry. I meant really just, whatever. We want this thing to look nice. I've had the experience, I think it's twice or maybe 3 times during the years we've been doing these print parties, where the person doing it was so good at it and so happy and so friendly and so whatever that I've offered them a job before the party's over. This has happened twice. Once Onodera-san and once with Kitamura-san. They were just so good at it. Onodera-san's not with us anymore. She went out to get a real job. She's working for, a civil servant job. Paid a lot more the week it offered. But Kitamura-san is still with us. She's on a twice a week shift here working. And I offered her the job while she was doing the print party. She was just that much fun and that good and that happy and that competent and everything. Just pressed all my buttons. So. Here's one noisy corner left, and then we'll switch to the quiet chisels. Apologies for the noise. It's whatever. It's part of our job. And I suppose we've driven away the ASMR people this morning. It can't be helped. I'm sorry. So. I think we're almost there. Excuse me a sec here. Just get some of this leveled off. Again, we'll almost certainly be doing more of this after test printing. But I think perhaps for now, I think we've got the basic structure of this block down here. Oops, wrong tool. Are we okay? Before I switch over, last bit of a check here, okay? Okay, let's get to the quiet stuff. Thanks for your patience on that. Oh, really? Okay, so this might be viewable. Fuji TV does have Terebi Tokyo as channel 7. Okay. How does that work? Are you a subscriber to it? What's the system here? Excuse me, sorry. Oh, there's too much comment. I can't see it all. Sorry, guys. Dave, what is that card you keep in your toolbox? I don't know. I don't know. Nothing. I don't know. It's somebody's card. I don't even know. A Japanese sword specialist. It must be somebody that was just here. He was talking. It's getting kind of dirty. I know. It should go over into our card file. YouTube channel. I don't remember the gentleman. It's somebody who came here, gave me his card while I was talking. It was just, where do I put it? It went in here. We have a file for them, so. Okay, fair enough. Remind me. These are tweezers. These are from John Amos. These are really useful. When we are repairing prints, sometimes I get the prints under the microscope. We have to repair, patch in little bits of washing. That's what that's for. What else is in here? Nothing else. Just my normal tools. A pencil, Kento no Mi. This is the guide for when I'm cutting the Kento marks. We have a little tiny loop. I don't use that too much anymore because I've got the microscope. That's about it. A little brush. This is what we use sometimes when I'm checking the prints that the ladies have printed. There's a bit of maybe the paper is pulled up at the back, so I've got to get a bit of glue and lay it down carefully so that the print is flat. What else is in here? Bits of wood. These are for kuiki. When I'm printing, which doesn't happen much anymore here, when you have to adjust the corner mark, you put a little shim inside. That's it. That's my toolbox. There's one big chisel here I've almost never used. It came up on Yahoo Auction a while ago. And it was a shape that I want to try out. It's a really, really, really low U-gouge. It's a U-gouge, believe it or not. But it's only about like 1 or 2 millimeters low. And the guy was selling it on Yahoo Auction. It was broken. He must have just broken it and sold it. It's too big for me. So what I've got to do is I've got to cut the handle off here. And then I've got to get it to my stone. And because I don't have a grindstone, it's going to take hours and hours and hours to pull this back to the point where it's one piece again. So it's just sitting there waiting for the to-do list. One day, one day, one day. Other than that, that's all my tools. The workbench, this is from Harada-san. It's a carver, Harada Kametaro-san. He's a carver that worked in just the last 10 years before the war and about the 10 years after the war. Yeah, high-end toolbox, right? I don't know. It's just something about my character, you know. I should have a nice, beautiful toolbox with my tools carefully arranged so they don't bump into each other and all that stuff. I have an aversion to that. I don't know why. I don't want to collect tools. You know, there's a lot of people around who collect tools but don't actually use them. I think something in that's not such a nice part of my character makes me want to avoid that so badly. My dad had it too, you know. Professional musician. We've talked about this before. Professional musician all his life till he retired, and he never had pro tools. Never took care of them. And part of it was a good part of his character. Part of it was a bit fun, a bit bad, you know. He was so proud, I can do anything. Even if I have junk tools, I can still do my job beautifully. And I seem to have caught that same DNA. I don't know how or why. When you look back on his career, he would have been better off if he had had professional tools, you know. In some parts of his life, I get it. He couldn't afford to spend too much money on a saxophone because he was busy feeding me. You know, he'd take care of his kids and stuff like that. So I get it, you know. He was never rich, and his first priority was to take care of his family. So that's an honorable part of his character. Nothing wrong with that. But at some point later on, you know, once the kids are away and stuff like that, he could have bought better tools, you know. I think by then it was just programmed into him, you know. You can do your job with just this cheap stuff and it doesn't matter, you know. And it became a point of pride rather than a negative thing. don't know if I need to explain what I'm doing here. Every time I do it, I end up explaining the same thing to the same people. And we're trying to make the bottom of this wood here surface smooth. Not glass smooth, but we want to avoid any ridges or bumps here. And we've talked about it many times. When people are rubbing pigment, not just a print party, but even in our own work, when you're rubbing pigment, you want it to stay on the surface, of course. But if you end up having places in the bottom that have ridges and catches, pigment catches on there and it builds higher and higher and higher and higher till at some point it goes onto your print. So any block that's going to be used quite a lot, that's going to be printed for many, 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 many prints, we've learned that it's important to keep the roughness off this area. For people that are just making a few copies, it doesn't matter because there's no time for the pigment to build up. But if you've got a production block, you want to print just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of copies. You have got to do this. You've got to clean up all that. It's a pleasant part of the work. I'm missing most of this conversation. Sorry. What have we got here? How do I sharpen rounded tools like the wood clearer? This chisel, I don't have a stone with me. There's a stone that I've got. It's sitting in my Ome workshop. It's what I'm supposed to have here. It's a stone, whatever. It's a stone with a groove in it. And actually I run this down the length of the groove in the stone. And I made the groove by using a nail, just a nail head, and scraping it back and forth against a straight edge. So you can rub the thing back and forth, rolling it as you go, rubbing back and forth down the groove. I keep forgetting to bring that over here to Osaka. It's still on my bench in Ome. So because I don't have that here, I've just been using the flat stone and just rubbing it by hand around and around and around. And then to get the burr off the inside, I've been knocking it off like this on the edge of the stone, just like this on the inside. So you can get away with a flat stone for this, but it really works better if you've got a stone with a proper groove in it. You can just go back and forth down the groove. And people keep asking about this, and I keep trying to remember to bring that stone from Ome, but I keep forgetting, so sorry. The stone I have has a couple of different grooves, one for each. And over time those grooves wear out. They get wider and wider and wider. And if you're not careful, they get deep and rocked like this. You've got to really try to make an effort to keep it straight and straight and straight and straight. And yeah, one of these days I'll remember to bring that over here and we can talk about it. Where was I? Which corner? This is still rough. Yesterday was crazy for the parties. We had 3 scheduled. By the beginning of the day, there was 3 parties scheduled. A 10 o'clock party for, I think it was 3 or 4 people, a 1 o'clock party for 1 person, and then a 2:30 party for 4. It turned out we did 5 parties during the day. We got a cancellation for the first one, so it ended up being just 1 person. Then it was a drop-in. They started about 11 o'clock. And our 2 girls yesterday, Shiba-san and Audrey-san, they're really genki. Whenever somebody comes in, they're like all over them. Do a party, do a party, do a party. So So they ended up doing 5 yesterday through drop-in people. And that's okay. They're happy and the people are happy. But the downside of that is when a single person comes in, it's going to do a party, the staff just jumps on them. Yeah, okay, let's do this. So they do a party. They did 5, but 3 of them were for one person. So it's huge. It's the same amount of work, but you've only got one person going through. So, so it's a bit frustrating for them, but they did it. They smiled and laughed their way through it. Today we've got 3 scheduled. I think it's 4, 2, and 4. I can't remember. I'm not sure. Got to be a bit knocked off there. A bit too shallow right here. Sorry. A tiny bit of noise here. Too shallow here. Absolutely too shallow. Good, they're looking pretty good. I think this is nice and smooth now. Now I'm going to switch to the last stage of the process, getting out the border between the two. You know, we cut the lines yesterday. Now I've smoothed away the waste wood in that last area, the border area between the two. Have I missed anything? I don't know. Your finger finds it more than your eyes. Love this chisel, you know, it's flat. It's a nice wide bullnose. It's about 12 millimeters. And I'm using it like a plane. You know, it's a chisel, but I'm using it like a plane. Okay, notice what I'm doing here. As I move it forward, it goes forward, but a finger goes on top and another finger braces. And this I'm pushing down basically as hard as I can. So this has become a plane blade. If you imagine how a plane works, it's at a very low angle and high pressure on top, and the base of the plane keeps it going flat from digging down. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm holding it in my hand at the back, keeping that low. So keeping the angle really low. I'm pushing down the front surface. And this is actually acting like a plane. We're planing the surface of this wood. Look. See? It's great. The finger looks for high spots, identifies a high spot, pulls back onto the chisel. Bingo, high spot gone. There's one right there, high spot, pull it back. Chisel it off, confirm, gone. I better check that, I guess. What's the time for? Where are we? Excuse me, I checked the mail here. It's for today, 2:30, so we're full. We are now, I think, totally booked out for the day. Let me just check that. Manage your network page, mokohanklan.com. I'm not going to speak the URL here because it's our private manager page. There's bookings today, 24th. Look at that. We are now still room at the 10 o'clock party. Now that we're sold out for 3, for 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 2:30, what I would like to do is I'd like to open up another session at 4 o'clock so that people can reserve at 4. We don't open them all in fact, otherwise you get 1, 1, 1, 1. We have to do 4 parties for 4 people. That's crazy. So I open 3 spots, 1, 2, 3, and when they sort of get filled up, I open the 4th one at 4 o'clock. But I can't do that today because the young girl who's working for us today, she gets upset about that. Well, 3 in a day is enough, blah, blah. Yesterday's staff, Audrey and Shiba-san, they don't care. 4, 5, 6, pour it on, pile it on. They just have fun. They laugh their way through it. But the girl coming today is not like that, so I can't pour on too much. So, she's comments. I can't. What kind of prints do I most enjoy carving? Just as long as it changes. They're all fun. They all have their own good points. They all have their own challenges. If I was doing the same kind of thing all the time, it would kind of get a bit dreary. But the fact that it's all different work, back and forth, I'm good to go. I think we're clear. What's this? Okay, actually, I think we're good. This is a good thing to happen because right now I'm going to switch now. I've just finished the wide clearing, so I'm going to pull a scope in. I'm going to switch to the close-up view, which means I can't see you and watch you and talk to what's going on. Cameron, perfect timing, actually.
Oh, good.
Perfect timing. I know. We've had a couple of, the last few streams, it's been mostly people sit there looking at your face, and blah, blah, blah. But it's good. I've been chatting now, talking with wide view, but right now I've got to zoom in for the scope.
Oh, okay.
So I can't watch the stream.
Perfect.
So it's perfect. Good timing. Perfect.
All right. Oh, these are looking so cool.
Yeah, it's... I forgot about that. Okay, good. Before we turn over to the young man here, let me turn this back up. I forgot. I was supposed to show this. Here we are. This was the first test printing last night on the inkjet washi. I'm not sure how many people on the stream here know what's going on. Joe, you gonna take the machine here?
I can wait a minute.
No, it's great because I can just. To me. I think we've got a dummy. I've prepared an image to pop it up here. If you look at how you popped up the image of the wave yesterday.
Yes.
There's one that says
certificate.
Yeah. Pop that one up.
Boom.
So that's the mock-up from Coding Gummy here on the stream is the person who really helped me a lot with the Photoshop work on this. And that was the dummy. The woodblock print in the top is a dummy. But the certificate is the part that's going to be printed in inkjet.
Right.
And the woodblock thing, the Mount Fuji, is a dummy there.
So you used a different Fuji image.
Yeah, and that's what. So I need to show both. Can you click on that thing so it's got a red border outline?
Yep. Oh.
You got to click around until you find it.
There it is. Yeah.
Got it, and then pull it down, shrink it down somewhere.
Okay.
Good, and move it over to the left or something like this so I can see what's going on.
Okay.
And it keeps going back to different levels, so you got to make sure you click.
Yeah, there. Just to share. Okay.
Yeah. So the original idea was to use that Mount Fuji image there, but that was from my Mystique series. So what I did was a couple weeks ago on the stream here, I carved blocks, and here's the image we're using, the famous red Fuji. And this is now done. This is last night's printing. These are now woodblock prints. And what I did was, as I posted in last night's blog, I got a package of inkjet paper, inkjet washi paper from Awagami. Can you pass me the pack over there?
This one?
Yeah. This is by the Awagami company here in Japan. It's a real hip outfit. They're trying to do washi paper for more modern uses and stuff. And they've got a package, what they call Pro Inkjet paper. And I thought this will do the job. It will do the printing of the certificate part, but because it's washi paper, it will also allow me to do the printing of the woodblock part.
Yeah.
And there's like 20 different types in here, and I didn't know which one. So last night I took, I think, 9 of them. I printed them all.
Tried every single type.
I tried all the different types. Thick ones, thin ones, white ones, cream ones, and some of them don't work at all. Didn't work. It's designed for inkjet printing. It's not designed for washi. So some of them came up, I don't know if it's going to show, just speckled. But it just didn't work. So that one, bang, that's out of the game. Again, so these are the 3 or 4 that didn't work for me. And then the other ones, some of the other ones, came up really quite nicely. Came up quite smooth. So
found a new paper supply. No, just kidding.
The thing is, these are mixed. These are part kozo, part pulp,
Right.
and all kinds of stuff. So this is not paper that we can use for our regular printing work.
Yeah.
And what I did last night, I just, without trying to think about looking at the names, what is this, just shut my mind to what it said it is, just print it to see what happens,
Yeah.
And some of them come up, they're kind of cool. They did actually a not bad job,
Hey, nice.
And looking on the back, it says it's a Mitsamata W2 layered, 95 grams, blah, 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 blah. And one of them came up really, really nice. Really nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's Iwano-san's paper. I put 2 sheets of Iwano-san's paper in. It's a test to see how they're real pretty. But I closed my mind to what I was printing.
Yeah. So the ones that came out really nice. This is the one that I use all the time.
But the reason that's here is because I don't know if that's going to take the inkjet part of this.
Okay.
Now, if it turns out that Iwano-san's paper, and I calendared it, I put it in the press to make the surface smooth.
Yeah.
If it turns out that will take the inkjet part also, then we're good to go. We're up and running. I'll just use Iwano-san's paper for the whole thing. But it could be that the ink will go blah or something or whatever. So. And they will be deluxe certificates. So my next step now is I've got 6 of these that look like they're reasonable in terms of getting the woodblock printing done. And the next step for me now is to take these 6 and see how the inkjet part of this works. The certificate, again, I've got it. And that was the black light, that was the idea. And in fact, I got one, I did it last night. I don't have an inkjet printer yet here. I did a cutout so we can see it's going to look
like that.
Like this, but in color, of course. The inkjet part will also be colored. So for those of you who are Patreons at this level, thank you very much for your patience. This should have gone actually last month. It should have been done, but it is happening. It is up and running. We're up. And I think what I'm going to do, we have the inkjet printer in Ome, but I don't have time to go there. Next Tuesday now is blocked out for TV. Oh, by the way, he's coming this morning about 9. Oh. He made trundle in here with the camera.
9 now. I left the door open.
Okay, good. Thank you.
So he's coming again.
He's coming in. They don't have enough material. It's expanding. They just keep expanding.
Started out as a 5-minute...
5 or 7 minute slot, and it looks like we've taken a half an hour, and he says, I'm not quite sure where this is going. So he phoned this morning. His exec producer says, I need more film, I need this and this and this. So he's coming back today to get some more. So, and did you hear about the idea yesterday, going to the place on Tuesday?
Live?
So I'm going live.
That would be really
So we'll see. It'll be fun. So he's coming in a few minutes. Yeah, so there we are. So I said, because I was going to go to Ome next Tuesday to try doing this on our Ome inkjet printer, there's no time for that. So I think, screw it. This is A4 paper. This is cheap. I need to go to Akihabara tonight.
Nice.
I'm going to look for an inkjet printer,
just
A4, whatever. Just do it. So I'll take the paper with me, chat with some. I think Epson has a showroom in Akihabara, and the people there should know something about this. What would be the best printer to do?
Welcome, Art Carolina, with a party of 6. Your rating. Thanks. We got some more people coming in.
I don't know what that means.
New voice, new viewers. Nice.
Okay, I can get back to work here. So what I'll do is I'll pull the scope in and do some close-up.
So that by the end of the month, it won't be a 30-minute segment. You're going to have an entire TV series. A month in the life of David.
Yeah, right. I don't know if I mentioned what they did the other day. They came here. They left about 10:30, and the last scene was me climbing into my bed.
Yes.
And I let him do that. I don't know if I thought it was a good idea or not. But whatever. Once you're in for it, you're in for it. So just let it go. I'm not sure about the camera focus here, so let me know what's happening here. So let me get this roughly set up. Are we okay?
Yeah, it's very sharp. Looks great.
Okay, good. You pop with that certificate, get rid of that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll try and get some work done here. So.
Can I interrupt you with questions while you're getting some work done?
Sure.
I'm jumping back.
They've been busy. The stream's been noisy today. So.
Zombie Boss, did you see this question already? What kind of prints do you most enjoy carving? Simple, elegant designs like the Lady in the Water, or more complex work like Octopus? Or
I saw it and didn't specifically have any preference. For me, what's interesting about the work these days is that there's just so many variations, back and forth, and that's all I need.
There's always something new.
Yeah. Not always something new, but it's different. I don't get stuck in a single rut.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty good at that too. When I was doing the port series, it was 10 years
of
the same
very similar
thing.
designs.
Exactly the same design. Just the name on the face changed.
Yeah.
So, well, this could be our TV friend, I guess. Whatever. Let's see what happens.
Then another question from Mr. Jellybones. So, have you seen the new Japanese license plates? There's one based on Hokusai's Red Fuji display. Ohayou gozaimasu.
They've done it for 2 things. They've done it for license plates on passports.
Oh, okay.
The Japanese passports
Yeah,
now
I've seen it on the
passports.
I don't think I've ever seen any designer license plates in Japan. Everyone just has the plain white ones or the plain yellow ones.
No, it's a prefecture thing. I forget where it is.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
David Bowl, the miniseries. Filming today. Live on Twitch.
I don't think he wants to film this stream. He mentioned on the phone he wants to shoot some more customers browsing in the shop.
Oh, okay.
I thought he got lots of that the other day, actually, but it seems not enough. Good morning. 何分前また予約入ってますよ。今日パーティーいっぱいです。10時、1時、2時半。
Wow.
火曜日のこと決まってないですか？まだ考えてる？
火曜日は大体ちょっと決まってはきてるんですけど、まだ確実に決まってないんですけど、釣り体験をお願いさせていただきます。
スタジオで？
はい、スタジオでそうですね。
じゃあ、本当に決まった。OK。
はい。
OK。じゃあ、僕とスタッフ一人。
そうですね。で、するのは一人、上地祐介さんっていう機械の方にすってもらって。
Probably next Tuesday, live. In studio.
で、あのような番組は、民放テレビは、インターネットに放送してないですね。
そうですね。
でも今のストリームの中の人が、あるチャンネルで、インターネットで見る、富士 .tv というウェブページですが、どの民放でも見る話出たんですね。僕はちょっとわからないですが、
テレビ東京の
だ彼が払ってるみたいです。毎月いくら払ってますから、そうするとインターネットで見るかな。
テレビ東京も同じ
そうですね。お金払って見れるものもあるんですけど。そうです。で、ちょっと本日今までの放送の映像データでお送りしますので、もしお時間ありましたら見ていただければ、どういった感じの番組かっていうのをちょっと見ていただければと思います。お願いします。
ちょっと挨拶してください。カメラの裏からどうぞ。Say hello. ストリームの人たちにも。
おはようございます。
おはようございます。
テレビ東京4時5時デイズという番組のスタッフの大久保です。
よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
Translate, please.
Yes, this is Mr. Okubo from TV Tokyo's Yoji Goji Days television show. He's joining us today. 何時から何時まで？
ですね、9時からちょっといろいろ撮らせていただくので、お昼過ぎぐらいまでちょっと撮影します。
From now until probably after lunch time, so or until the afternoon, he'll be here much of the day.
今日の予定はショッピングやってる。
そうですね、そこメインでちょっとスタッフさんにもちょっと少しお話をもう少し聞きたいなっていうところです。
He wants to talk with some of the staff in the shop and record some of the customers browsing prints.
He mentioned on the phone to me this morning that the point of this whole program is about the way foreigners are seeing some of these things. So he wants more voice of the foreigners.
Oh, okay.
ほんで外国人の声が聞きたいんでしょ？
そうですね、はい。
Yes. I guess you just summarized. Thanks. ありがとうございます。
昨日の体験の中に本当に面白い方がいたんですよ。マレーシアからの若い女性です。
マレーシア？
そう、25歳ぐらいですね。大学生と思ったんですけど、彼女今大学から出てばっかりですが、彼女が自分でアートスクールを開いたんです。街の人たちがいろんなアート、スケッチを描くとか、エッチン作るとか、いろいろ作るんです。いろんなクラスあります。木ハングもやりたいんです。本人がここにやって。そうそうそう。あ、そうそう。いや、いや、そうです。本当に明るいから。本当によかった。彼女体験1回終わったんですから、もう1回やりたい。だけ練習のように。私たちはちょうどそのスペースの後に人がなかったんですけど、どうぞ自由で使ってください、このスペース。彼女は明るい顔でガガガガいろいろ練習して。自分が上手になるまではマレーシアに戻って子供たちに教えることができる形ですね。そう、本当に楽しかったよ。すごい明るいものです。もう笑いながらですね。
マレーシアってちょっと珍しいんですかね？
いや、珍しくない。もう何年前、世の国から来る人は少なくなったんですけど、今、東南アジアからあちこちでしょ？インドネシア、マレーシア、もちろんシンガポール、香港、台湾から、どんどん増えてますよ。そう。 She was a bit unusual. She didn't have a... Did you see her? Were you?
Yeah, I met her briefly, but I didn't know much of what she was doing.
I was a bit surprised when she said she's Malaysia because she wasn't wearing a... What do you call it? Not
For the must be the hijab?
So whatever. So
Yeah.
quite often. And when we see people in groups, always the women have this. But she didn't herself. So I don't know if she may be wearing that kind of goes back home, or maybe she's a more independent spirit or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Malaysia is it's a pretty diverse area too, I think. So.見てる人がみんな Hello 大久保さんに Hello
挨拶にさ
挨拶して日本のテレビに出ますかみたいな感じ。
What countries are, like he doesn't have any idea who he's talking to. He's just looking at names on a computer screen.
Yeah.
Where are these people sitting right now?
Can you list some of the places? Where are you from? Vancouver, Canada. Australia.
Austria? Not Australia.
Right, Austria, yeah.
At this time of day, he's supposed to be sleeping.
ドイツ、イギリス、オーストラリア。
You Europeans are supposed to be in bed.
オ
What's
ラン
going
ダ
on?。
アイルランド。
今ちょっとヨーロッパからがちょっと珍しいこの時間でしょ。今何 ?9 時ぐらい。ヨーロッパの場合はもう朝夜中でしょ。1時か2時頃。
そうですよね。
そう。They're crazy. These people are crazy. Go to bed, you guys!
アメリカのバージニア州、カリフォルニア州、ワシントン州、
アメリカは
ミネソタ
今
州、
夕方でしょ。No problem でしょ。ヨーロッパは考えない。
フィンランド、
フィンランドです。
スペイン。We stay up to watch the show. Also, some of us are night owls. これを見るためにまた起きてるらしいです。イギリス。We refuse. 断り。寝ない。
僕、ストリーム8時からスタートしたんですけど、一人でやったんでしょ。掘りながら、時々説明しますから、ちょっと難しい。掘ってる時に質問が読めないですね。だからちょっと待って、バックンフォース、バックンフォース。それ9時ぐらいカメラさんが入りますから、パソコンのカメラさんに渡して、で、僕が直接掘ることができますから、カメラさんが、なんていうの、ウィングマンという。僕もパイロット、カメラが隣の、なんていうの、コパイロットとか、ウィングマンとか、whatever。今、カメラさんが質問とか読んで、見て、僕はちょっと集中
掘りながら質問答え。わお。午前2時12分。午前1時。午後8時。いろいろ。
もう一つの面白いことですが、週末になりますね。違いますね。平日と週末が違う。僕、ストリーミング始まった時、考えたんですけど、平日は少ない、週末が多いかもしれない。みんな仕事がないとか、自分の家からフリータイムの中にストリームを見えます。逆です。逆。週末は少ないです。平日は多い。ある日、ストリームに話したんですね。なんで ?What's going on? じゃあみんな仕事で、今アメリカにいる人とか、仕事でやってる間に、パソコンのちょっと画面のワンコーナーがそのストリームやってるんですね。
So he was just talking about how they've surprised at how many of you are watching on weekdays versus the weekend, and asked why are you doing it? Some of you were probably here when he asked that, and it sounds like some of you might be watching it while you're at work, or so it's easier to do that on the weekdays than over the weekend.
So I've heard all different kinds over the years. One guy said his job, he's a security guard somewhere in the basement of some giant building faced with 10 monitors. And that's his job, 8 hours watching this. Of course, watching a stream like this is, watching my stream while people skulk around and break open safes in the background, whatever. I don't know.
Dead Steve. Where's Kantar when you need him? Oh wait, we have Cameron now.
Translation.
Since I finally got to it. But.
I'm a bit afraid of some of this. Some guy's job, he's an ambulance dispatcher, and the phone is ringing there. People are calling an ambulance.
Dave's telling a story.
Dave's telling a story. How many deaths am I responsible for here? Buildings burning down. Call 911. Don't bother me. Dave's telling a story. So I'm going to get sued at some point or something. You know?
Arts Plunge says, writing software code while watching Dave carve does not make for a productive time.
No. Am I the one responsible for that Mars lander that crashed because some code had an error or something, you know? Yeah.
In Washington Shoe. Saiko Suika, the best watermelon. It's a great name.
Handle name?
Yes, and wrote in Japanese, Washington Shoe. Are you a Japanese person living in Washington? The name like the greatest watermelon. It's fun.
Well, that's the time of day, whatever though. It's 9 o'clock here, so
Yeah.
about 5 o'clock in the afternoon or something. That's easy.
Yeah,
No
it's
problem.
not too bad for the day. He said no. Well, that's fine. The reason that Mars lander crashed was apparently because Americans used the imperial system, but it had been programmed in metric, and so someone was using the wrong units somewhere along the line.
Mixing up two stories, I might, whatever.
Is there an introductory book in woodblock carving that Dave could recommend? He
Other
has
than
one of
mine,
his
you mean?
own.
Other than mine, yeah, whatever.
Check the website. We have someone's already posted.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's Dave's ebook is called Your First Print. It shows you the whole process from beginning to end for getting started.
Well, that reminds me, did you see the posting on the Acolyte page overnight?
No. What happened overnight?
Whatever, you laugh when you see it.
Okay.
I don't want to open Safari here. So
Yeah, I won't touch it. Then, what was it? Dave's ebook. And then there are several others that are about woodblock printmaking, but is that just general knowledge and history, or I haven't
No.
looked
We have
much
some
into those
how-to
other
books. If on our library, if you go to woodblock.com, the front page, and at the bottom, well, just look around for the encyclopedia section. And in the encyclopedia, look around for the libraries section. And we've got, I forget what the latest count is, there's 20 or so books, out of print historical books on how to make woodblock prints. Cool. And me and my daughters, when my daughters were still living with me when they were teenagers, back at the beginning of the internet, they worked for me. Instead of just giving them pocket money, they quote worked. I mean, I'm not an evil dad, but they whatever. They did things for their pocket money.
Yeah.
And one of the jobs they did was scanning and retouching and getting a whole bunch of old woodblock print books online for me.
Wow.
They learned about, using the internet at the same time as they were getting pocket money.
Yeah.
And the result is there's now dozens on my website, dozens of old out-of-print books on making woodblock prints in the woodblock.com library section.
Cool. Go check out woodblock.com.
There's a ton of information, absolute ton of information.
Rhinoceros, that's a great name. Says, I'm going to London this weekend and hoping to check out the Great Wave print that the British Museum has, the one that you detailed in a video. Is that...
Well, the one I reproduced was the Metropolitan, but the BM has 5 or 6 copies, and they've just finished a huge Huxley exhibition, so I don't know if any of their prints are going to be on display right now.
Oh, no.
They can't show those things, permanently put them on display because they fade. So at any given moment, I don't know what's available there.
Right. Koringami. Talking about... You said that was a really cool post. Which post are we talking about?
How do I know?
What?
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, no, the Acolytes page. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Somebody has finished the block set, ready to start proofing, and the topic of the picture is...
I'm gonna go find out. I'll go check it out.
It isn't Cameron.
Okay. I didn't think so. Why would it be? But, more Instagram stories, please, Cameron. Do you prefer the stories over the posts? I'm not as big a fan of the stories because they only last one day and then they're gone forever, but I know they're...
Well, maybe what you
popular,
can do, I don't know
so.
what the legal thing is, and if you prepare a set of 3 or 4 photographs, do it in both places. Put it on Instagram as a story and throw it in the blog.
Yeah,
Bang, right there. You've already prepared the pictures, so just upload them and put it in the blog.
Yeah.
So it stays there. That's what I'm doing now. Each Facebook page, I'm just putting it on a blog. In fact, I'm blogging at the moment more than I'm using Facebook, actually.
Yeah. saw that. So I shared one of them as a Facebook post. I turned one of them.
Good.
So that it ends up in both places.
For me, I'm really going to go back to the blog much more.
Yeah.
It's just so satisfying, and it hangs around for decades.
Yep. Unless they do another PHP update. Except this time
or the data, but I mean, the data is still there.
Right.
So. I've got my own software now. I'm no longer going to be bound to somebody else.
Yeah.
As long as something called PHP is still in existence, I'll be okay.
That was just so sad, because you had just started using the blog again, and then boom, they killed it. But fortunately, you brought it all back.
Which reminds me too, that young man who was helping us, I still haven't paid him. I've written to him.
Yeah, I've written to him too.
Is he here? Because we owe him money. He worked for us for a bunch of time, and we still haven't paid him yet. So I don't know what else I can do.
Yeah, if you're on here, please get in touch with us. Let's see. 88 Uncle Ernie. I've worked at home as an illustrator for 20 years. I miss conversations with coworkers. Is that like this kind of thing? Maybe that, or join more in the chat here. It's fun to talk with lots of different people, especially in the related field. We work with illustrators to get woodblock prints.
How's our time, Cameron?
22, 9:22.
So the stream the next few days. So what's going to be, obviously working on the microwave is going to be the focus for the next few days, I believe. This won't be finished this morning, but by tomorrow morning I'll be finishing this up and I'll be ready to start the next one. I will take another color separation sheet. The next one we're probably going to do the blue waves.
Oh.
That might be happening tomorrow. Depends how it goes. So.
Cool.
What is today? Today's Thursday, yeah. So nothing specific, special to report about the stream. The next few days streaming will probably be continuous work on the microwave color blocks. Yeah. I believe. Although there is, if I do have success tonight trying that inkjet printing, then I do have to make a run of prints. I've got to make, I think we've got 61 Patreons who are eligible for those certificates right now. I got to get them off to them, and that's some printing job I don't want to delegate to somebody else.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that, and that might be the topic of one of the streams. Maybe I'll do some of it at night, and I'll do some of it in the morning. So there might be both. There might be some morning streams showing that printing, and there might be some guerrilla streams showing the printing in the evening, which will be happy for our European viewers. But I really don't want to sort of promise that at this point. Just simply that's work that I have to do over the next few days.
Right.
Assuming the proofing goes well. And then there's still now, it's getting critical now. Ome let me know where we're on the last few owls. And Ishikawa-san is doing a test run of that over this next weekend. And if hers come up good, if they come out well,
Then we're in business.
then it'll be her owls that go into the shop. But if it's the same pattern, if she has trouble getting it clean and clear, the same as every other printer in this building has done so, then it's back to me.
Yep.
And I'll be at a stream near you.
Yeah.
Doing some owls. So we'll see. I'm not complaining. Just am I complaining? I'm not complaining. No, I'm not complaining. It's okay.
Announcing that situation.
Well, the Acolyte page post this morning is related to that same project. So.
Yeah, apparently Ken Hallett has dubbed that print the Great Dave.
Oh, the one this morning?
The one this morning. I haven't seen it yet, but instead of the Great Dave.
As long as it's not the micro Dave. Maybe that's the one. When this guy was here the other night, he's shooting me when I'm getting ready for bed. No, let's change the topic here.
Owls. They're using the bot. Yes.
Here's the staff. Okay, let's get this started. Get these people in. Then we got to shut this down, and our day is going to begin. So.
Yeah. Sean Min's prints and 88 Uncle Ernie. Feel free to share links to Instagram or your blogs or anything. We like to encourage people to share their work. Don't be shy. I know some streams are trying to avoid spam and stuff, but I
Take us on. Good morning. Hello.
How's I?
Ready for work today? We got a bunch of parties, reservations even coming in even during the stream this morning. So it's okay. It's going to be a busy day. I haven't opened the 4 o'clock though, so we're going to stick with 3. I think they're busy. So TV Tokyo. So you'll be here all morning, I think. So.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should shut this down. Okay. I got work to do here. Am I on a view here? I don't know what I've got.
Yeah.
Zoom out a bit.
There you go.
Right. To recap what this is one of the color blocks for our microwave print, which is our print party version of the Great Wave print. It should be up and running, ready for the opening of the shop downstairs, I hope. We'll see. And I'll be on stream next few days, continuing work with us. Okay. So thanks for coming in today.
And thank you. Nenko has sent a link. He said he found an interesting video that might be worth checking out. So we'll take a look at that later.
For me, you mean?
Yep, for you, yeah. And we will see you next time.
Okay, same time, same place, tomorrow morning.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, bye-bye.